What's good, y'all? This is C-Certified Brewhead. We're gonna take you drinking craft beer in Cleveland, Ohio. Let's go.
Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
All right, y'all, so we're out here in Cleveland, Ohio for the first time. It is my birthday tomorrow, so what we figured we would do is I'm gonna start doing an annual birthday trip. We've been doing it for Tiff forever. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna start doing it, and there's a couple of breweries here in Cleveland that we planned on visiting last year. Didn't happen, so we figured let's do it now for my birthday, why not? And we are starting off here in an area of Cleveland called Ohio City, and this is the legendary Great Lakes Brewery, not to be confused with our good mates at GLB in Toronto. So I don't know a ton about them, I just know they're legendary. They've been around forever. They do a bit of everything. They got kind of like a wraparound brewery with multiple different areas, it looks like. So we're just gonna crush a couple pints and see what's going on. I'm excited. Let's go. All right, y'all, the next stop on Where to Drink Craft Beer in Cleveland is here at Masthead Brewery in downtown Cleveland. This one was super popular on Reddit. I got a lot of suggestions from Reddit. It was about an 8-minute walk from our hotel. Very fire. From what I understand, these guys got some cool food, Crispies, haze, kind of a bit of everything. A little bit more of a mix, but from what I saw online, it looks like they got a bunch of IPAs, a bunch of Crispies. It's they got a massive outdoor patio here, which is pretty sick. A little bit quiet because it's a Thursday night downtown, so I don't really know what the vibe is, but I'm excited to check it out. By the way, Great Lakes was sick. Triple OGs. They started in 1988, whereas the Toronto Great Lakes started in 1987. So very cool, wicked Crispies, very old school pub vibe. Really appreciated it. Super dope. So excited to check out Masthead. Let's go. All right, y'all, the next stop on our Where to Drink Craft Beer in Cleveland is Noble Beast, which is about an 8-minute walk around the corner from Masthead. Also want to point out that across the street there is the Federal Bureau of Investigation, which is kind of gangster for a brewery. So once again, this is downtown. I'm excited. I think these guys, from what I understand, these guys are very crispy focused, which I'm stoked about because who doesn't want a good crispy? And I will hope and pray that they have some Luke taps. Masthead was also really cool. They got the full wood-fired pizza oven, which is sick. So yeah, really enjoyed the IPAs that I had there. And Tiff had the Nitro Stout with coffee from Six Shooter, which is a local cafe here that we're excited to go to. So let's go check out Noble Beast, Cleveland. And what I remembered on the way here is that Bone Thugs and Harmony are from here. And they kept talking about a street called St. Clair. And we just walked past it, and then I put on the joint on Spotify. I'm like, yo, when I was like 18, I was bumping that shit heavy, man. Like, it's pretty sick. So I'm gonna try and find out where they're from. And Tiffany's like, oh yes, I want to go exactly where Bone Thugs and Harmony are from. But well, at the very least, we're gonna head up to Noble Beast. Let's go. right, y'all. The second day here in Cleveland, Ohio, and it is my birthday. Yay. And we're here, rainy day, by the way, which is kind of rough on the highway, but we're here in Sandusky, which is about an hour west of Cleveland, and we are here at CLAG Brewing. Now, this was essentially one part of the reason for the whole trip. So CLAG stands for Cocky Little Asian Guy, hilarious, and it is owned by, I don't actually know the dude's name, but he's the brother of An, who's the owner of The Answer in Richmond, Virginia. We've been to many times, and we met him the last time we went. So these guys are specifically known for their haze. They're New England IPAs. I think they do some killer stouts, but they do a bit of everything. So I saw my friend Rob shout crazy about the hazy. Shouts to Rob. I saw him here the other day on tap, so I know that I saw him drinking Pilsners, so at least I know they do that. So I'm pretty stoked. This is definitely bucket list for me, so let's go check it out. Quick side note, so CLAG is attached to the small city Taphouse, which is the same establishment. It's all connected, and it's almost exactly like The Answer and Mekong in Richmond, where Mekong is essentially a Vietnamese restaurant that's been voted the best beer bar in the States many years in a row. And this is kind of the same thing. Most of the beers here are CLAG beers, but they did have other stuff like from Bell's and different things like that. And obviously they got some incredible Vietnamese food, which we're going to order. So I just wanted to clarify that there is two parts to CLAG. And I guess there's the bar upstairs that they didn't seem to be sitting. They put us downstairs, I think, because it's like 4 o'clock. So very, very cool. We just grabbed both Tiff and I grabbed their Pilsner to start. And first.
No, I grabbed the Japanese.
Oh, you got the Japanese rice lager. My bad. It's fine.
Great.
Great. Love it. Anyway, first birthday beers, mate. Get that in you. All right, y'all, it is the next day. Yesterday was lit, great birthday. Weather was trash, but we only ended up getting to one brewery. We went to CLAG, obviously, which was sick. We pulled up to Fatheads, and there was like 10, 20 people waiting to get in. So we're like, all right, fuck that. We'll come back maybe tomorrow. So today, beautiful day. Like, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous spring day, like 14 degrees. Love it. We are at Il Will Brewery in Columbiana, which was about an hour and 20-ish from Cleveland towards Pennsylvania. And it's just gorgeous. It's like these like golf courses and like bowler ass houses like around here. And this is just like, look at these beautiful ass like grounds. I don't even know what the fuck this is, but it's awesome. Really cool. Oh, nice little creepy Halloween thing going on there. CLAG was my first reason to come to Cleveland, and this was the second. So Il Will are known for their smoothie sours. So I'm quite excited to try a bunch here and bring a bunch back. And I might post up outside. This is incredible. Let's get inside, folks. Y'all, that was fire. Il Will, super dope. Met a bunch of cool people there. The staff there were awesome. Just super impressed. Smoothies were bonkers. Haven't had anything like that before. They do it in a super unique way. We had plans to go to a particular place, which I'm going to go to tomorrow now, but some of the folks that we were chatting with told us about this brewery called Missing Mountain in Akron, Ohio, which was about an hour from Columbiana where we were, and we're here now. I had it on my list, but I wasn't sure if we were going to make it, so it made more sense to come and do it today. So basically, you'll see in the B-roll, apparently this is on a river, and there's a sick patio, multi-level patio, and because it's such a nice day, we're like, yeah, let's give it a crack. So I'm excited. I believe they have some fire IPAs, so excited to check it out. Let's go take a peek. Also, by the way, Akron, home of LeBron James. You know the vibes. Let's go. y'all, the next stop at Where to Drink Craft Beer here in Cleveland or Greater Cleveland. It's the Butcher and the Brewer. We're in a new place called the Corner Alley, which is like, it's fucking jumping. There's a lot going on here. This place, they make their own beer. They got a few guest taps as well. They got a whole bunch of cool food. So we just wanted something close to the hotel. We're downtown. This is jumping. It's a little brick tonight, but I imagine if in the summer, all these patios would just be rammed. But there's still a lot of folks around. It's only 9 o'clock, so excited to see what they have to offer. Let's go. Joel, the last stop of the evening is City Tap, a craft beer bar like down the road from Butcher and Brewer. Mike, the server slash bartender there, he pointed us this way, and we across the street is Southern Tier. We were going to go there, but I like the idea of a beer bar just so we could try more stuff. So this is kind of in the like the theater district. I forgot, it's called Playhouse Square or something. Pretty sick, man. There's such cool vibes. Like Cleveland is so fire. I'm like blown away by how dope this place is. It's probably got 30, 40 taps. I just grabbed some Hoof-Hearted, absolutely phenomenal. And I was been talking to this dude, Kyle, shouts to Kyle, on Instagram, and he mentioned Hoof-Hearted. So I was like, and I caught it on the menu, and I was like, gotta cop it. So super cool, low key, sports bar kind of vibes, but just with exceptional craft beer. So I'm gonna keep enjoying it. We'll see you at the next spot. All right, y'all, the final stop on the Where to Drink Craft Beer in Cleveland vlog. Now, by the way, we've gone beyond Cleveland as well. I think I said that before, but I don't know what we're going to say, but out, you know, around Cleveland general area. We're in an area called Chardon, and we are at 11-3 Brewing, which is came pretty highly recommended on Reddit. A few other folks mentioned it to me as well, so super excited. Apparently they have fire pizza here, but we just kind of ate breakfast, so I don't know if we're going to be yamming up a pizza. But the IPAs look fire. I'm excited to check it out. Let's go. All right, y'all, we are back here in Canada, back from Cleveland. What a spectacular trip. As you could see, like, everything was fire. Everyone was so cool. All the breweries were so dope. The beer was fantastic. The food was great. The coffee was fire. The brunch restaurants were dope. It was just like an overall exceptional experience. Even just the city itself, the aesthetics, it kind of looked like Chicago a little bit with the old style buildings, and just, yeah, man, people really seemed passionate as well about Ohio and Cleveland beer there. Like whenever we met someone, they were like, oh, where are you going? We told them our list, and they were like, oh, you've got all the good spots. However, how about blah, blah, blah. And they would always give us some additional context or additional ideas. And I always love when that happens, because it shows that, like, if a local is really passionate about their stuff that they can get nearby, then I feel like that's, you know, that's a really good sign for the product. So we really, really enjoyed the trip. Now, as I was editing the footage, I realized there's a few things I left out. So on my birthday for dinner, we went to a place called the Bourbon Street Barrel Room, which was like a New Orleans style restaurant that had like gumbo and gator bites. We had frog's legs and all this crazy shit. And I just wrote it down. So they had 30 taps, which was a really nice bonus. So I had a Beta, which is a Louisiana brewery, which they had a bunch of for obvious reasons. Their, I think it was their Amber. I had another local called Bookhouse. I had their Czech Dark Lager, and I had Fathead's Ambush IPA, West Coast IPA, something Ambush, Alpha Ambush, some shit like that. Super fire because we didn't get into Fathead, so I wanted to try their beer. So that was really dope. Then afterwards, there was a region called Tremont, and Tiff found a place called Cave Du Vin. It was basically a wine bar under this like loft that apparently the building was haunted. Super sick, but they had a fucking crazy beer list. So they had CLAG on tap, and there was a beer specifically I was going to get at CLAG, and I was like, I got to drive through the rain for an hour. Let me chill, and I got some cans of it, but they had it there, so I got to try it there. I also had some Drecker sours, and I had some Three Floyds. So just a really exceptional, really thoughtful beer list for a wine bar. And I find that beer often gets overlooked in places like that, where there may be a more wine and cocktail focused place. So that was an awesome experience. I also wanted to shout out Erin at Ill Will. She was so lovely, connected me with the owner just to, they were just like happy that someone was coming from Canada to kind of show off what it is that they do. And they were so cool and just giving me other suggestions locally that definitely hadn't even crossed my radar. So I really appreciated that. And then when we're at 11-3 on the last day, I want to shout out Dave, the owner. We connected briefly on Instagram maybe the week before, but we got to meet in person. Super dope, such a good guy. Place was really, really cool. So it was great to sort of connect with him and see what's going on there. And we also met this really cool couple, Tony and Kathy. They even bought us that, if you saw that last little taster with the marshmallows, the Lucky Charms on top. So it was like a double IPA with marshmallows in the beer, and they serve it with the Lucky Charms. Super cool, but they were super sweet. Like locals, really passionate about 11-3, and they were giving us a whole bunch of other recommendations that we didn't get. So definitely want to shout them out. And even, I think there was like 11 or 12 breweries and beer bars and stuff. There's still, I probably have another 15 on the list, maybe more than enough for another couple of trips to Cleveland. So we really, really enjoyed it. Couldn't highly recommend the city and the general, like Northeastern Ohio enough. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit that notification bell so you know when the new drops. Follow us everywhere at BAOS Podcast, and check out the long form audio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Mate, lots coming, lots of travels this summer. So I'm expecting to do some more vlogs. So subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next one. Get it in you. Peace.